Hi, welcome back to today's episode of The Compass, a show where we talk about the Christian faith and how it's involved in today's world. I'm Julia Reeves.
And I'm Isabel Matos. We hope your week has been great. Today we will be discussing COVID restrictions on churches. Julia, how has COVID restrictions affected your church life?
Well, I know at the beginning of it, I was honestly less spiritually encouraged because I'm a huge people person. Mm-hmm. So it was hard for me watching live streams to really feel like fully encouraged, like I had good teaching, but not the fellowship of believers, which is something I really missed. So.
Yeah, I was the same way. I mean, my church back home in Florida, it was over 1,000, almost 2,000 people, and just seeing those people every week just really filled me up, and not being able to see them for over a year, because I mean, I came straight to school and I didn't see them at all. It was hard, because I love all of them.
For sure. Well, let's go to Cameron on the street while he interviews students to see if COVID has affected their churches.
Good morning. Today we have Randy Echeverria, and I'm asking him a few questions about COVID and how it affected his church. The first question, Randy, is, has the COVID restrictions affected your church personally?
Yes, it really did. We went into online church services, so it did affect it a lot ever since COVID started.
Right, and that's a common thing across the nation. My next question is, in your opinion, is going online a positive thing or negative thing?
I personally believe it's a positive thing for me. I think I can do school like that. I get my schoolwork done, and then I do a lot of stuff back at home.
Definitely. Thank you, Randy.
Thank you, Cameron. Now we're here with Caleb Bowen, a production team volunteer. We're excited to have you on the show.
Thanks, I'm excited to be here.
Can you tell us how COVID has affected the attendance in chapel and your personal church life?
Yeah, so I'm a part of a couple different churches, and it's affected different churches different ways, but one of the churches that I go to actually had to stop allowing attendance completely, and they just went fully online. Another church that I'm kind of a part of, they just did masks and like social distancing and stuff. It definitely affects all the churches, but in a little bit of different ways. I know in chapel, they started doing a block system kind of thing where some people could go on one day and some people go on another day, so there's not too many people in the auditorium at one time.
Yeah. Do you believe that church life will ever get back to normal?
I don't think it'll ever go back to normal. I think that people will adjust and churches will adjust, and what we think of as normal will be different. Churches now, the churches that I'm a part of, have such a big emphasis now on online and what people online are going to be seeing. So even whenever we're there physically, we're thinking like, okay, what can we do to make this the best experience for online? And that's something that I don't think is ever going to change.
Yeah. Thank you, Caleb, for being with us today.
Yeah.
We'll take a quick break and head back to Cameron to talk about some of the positives that COVID has had on the churches.
What if there's a place for you where your dreams and future collide with God's vision and direction, where thinking and doing go hand in hand with innovation, where servant leaders of the next generation are grown, and where your story can be written and change the course of history, where generosity is contagious, and if you catch it, you just might change the world. This is it. Step into community, step into faith, step into life, step into Southern Wesleyan University.
Good morning. I have Leighton with us today, and I have a few questions for him about COVID in churches. How are you today, Leighton?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Good. My first question is, with churches putting their services online since COVID, do you think more people are attending since they can attend from the comfort of their home, or do you think people are eager to get back into church?
I think people are eager to get back in the church because from being home for so long, people want that sense of community. And from what I've witnessed from camps in the summer and just working with the church, I think people, especially in our generation, are really wanting that sense of community.
Definitely. I definitely agree. My last question for you is, with COVID numbers going down, are you still attending church online or in person?
I am attending in person.
Awesome. Well, I'm glad to hear that, and that's all I have for you today, guys.
Thank you, Cameron. Now we're here with Ann Reeves, a leader of an international church group. We're excited to have you on the show.
I am thrilled to be here.
So can you tell us how COVID has affected your personal life in the church?
Okay. Yeah, it was almost a year that we weren't able to go to be at a church in person. And to be honest, it kind of made me a little lazy. on Sunday mornings. So I had to kind of decide how important is church to me.
And how do you think COVID has affected your international church group?
Yeah, we had a very thriving fellowship, and a lot of people couldn't come, and I think it changed the perspective on people as well. But the exciting thing is when we were able to meet again, I think people valued it more. So that was a positive.
And do you think that church group will ever get back to normal, or will it be a new normal? What do you think?
We're still working on that, to be honest. Yeah, because a lot of people have slid through the cracks, and yeah, so it'll take some time.
That's awesome, Ann. Thank you for being here with us today. We'll be right back after this.
This is what winners are made of. This is what leaders are made of. This is what scholars are made of. This is what believers are made of. This is what warriors are made of.
It was great being able to hear from a professional and people on our SWU campus about how COVID restrictions have affected their churches. I think Ann said it greatly. I think we all started to get lazy when it came to churches on Sundays. We had to put that effort in to put it on our TV and pay attention. When we're at church, we're so immersed into everything that it's not as hard to pay attention.
Yeah, and I think it's easy to forget like how important church is, because oftentimes we just go just to see people or whatnot, but church is really important for our own spiritual growth too. So.
Yeah, it was crazy. I mean, I didn't see some people that I normally saw at church for 2 or 3 times a week. I didn't see them for a year, and I didn't talk to them at all that entire year, and I felt bad when I actually saw them in person because I hadn't checked up on them, I hadn't talked to them, and I had to catch up for a year of their life that I missed.
Right, exactly. I think that's so important. Well, thank you for joining us today as we talked about COVID restrictions on churches. Make sure to tune in next season to